Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a bit something different. If you've seen my FIFA videos, this is something different. If you have come from TikTok, welcome. I'm going to be talking about Pokemon. Ooh, Pokemon. Recently, I've been playing a lot of it on the TCG side, and I recently packed this crazy nice card of Haxorus, and I thought this is a really nice card. I can see why it's like 30 quid or whatever it is currently. Dragon type, so no weakness, no resistance, which is nice, but also then it can't hit anything for weakness or resistance either. But the energy on it and it being a stage 2 made me really interested on seeing if I could put a deck together with this. Now, currently, I mean, energy-wise, it needs a fighting energy, if that focuses. It's not going to focus because it loves faces, this. Fighting energy and a steel or a metal energy. And it needs 3 energy. Now, it's not a Terra Pokemon, so you can't use something like the Crystal on it. And it's only got 170 HP, which is not a lot, really, if you think about some of the EX attacks. But I did manage to put together a deck. So let's just have a look at the deck. This is not the deck. That was a different one. Let's look at this one. This one is the deck. So, Pokemon-wise, in there, we've got the Pidgey, and we've got the full Pidgeot EX line in there. That's just helpful, really, for drawing cards. Any of you people who play Charizard, you're going to know how absolutely amazing that is. We've got the Togekiss line with the ability that if you knock something out, you can flip a coin. I was watching Worlds last weekend, depending on when I post this, in Anaheim, and Piper had this in her deck. And so the commentators were saying that she'd won a few of the earlier games because of this ability, and it is very, very useful, especially if you're going up against something like an Okie Dokie deck or Raging Bolt. It's not necessarily that useful against something like Charizard, because then obviously it can do more damage because you've taken more prize cards. But really, if you get 2 EX knocked and get 2 heads on this, that's game over, which is very powerful, especially with the Haxorus, with its ability to wipe out basic Pokemon. If they've got that basic EX Pokemon in there, like Ogapong, Teal Mask Ogapong, which a lot of Raging Bolt decks are using, you can Boss's Orders that in and absolutely wipe that off the floor straight away. Now, in this deck then, as well as that, as well as the full, obviously, Haxorus line, I've got 3. I'm playing a 3-2-3 with that, with some rare candy. Same with my Pidgeot, I've got 3-2-2 line in that. I've also got a Fezandipity, just in case, because sometimes your Pidgey might get knocked out, or an Axew might get knocked out while you're building things up. You can use your Fezandipity, drawing cards quicker. That, in combination with the Pidgeot, you can get plenty of cards in your hand. I'm also running a Dusknoir line, only obviously using the rare candy. It is, possible if you want to run your Dusclops as well, but I only really have that in for anything like a Charizard, where I can hit for 130 and then I can hit for like 160 to be doing like 290, which still actually doesn't kill anything really, really high like that, but it's something that can definitely start putting pressure on, especially if they've not got any Monkey Dories. That is something to notice. It's not the best against a Gardevoir line, because obviously people are going to be running Lily's Clefairy, and obviously Lily's Clefairy, the weakness of each dragon Pokemon is now Psychic, as its ability makes it really, really tricky. But then again, like I've said, with the Haxorus, because Lily's Clefairy is only a basic EX, you can wipe that out and get 2 prize cards with that. Now, with the trainers, we're running 2 luxurious capes. Ideally, you want them on your Haxorus, just to boost it up to 270 HP, in my opinion. I'm running a Hilda because a lot of people at Worlds are running Hildas. Personally, I prefer Jack because obviously you're going to get 2 of those evolution Pokemons. I got Brock Scouting in there so I can get some basic Pokemon if I get Buddy Buddy Poffin locked out my items. Not Buddy Buddy Poffin, but do locked, so I can't use my Buddy Buddy Poffin. I do have 2 in the deck of my Poffin. I got 4 Boss's Orders, which is really, really essential. I'm running 2 Crispins, mostly because I only have 2 Crispins. Online, I usually run 4 Crispins, and I take out the 2 Earthen Vessels, which I will do that for this playthrough. An Arven, you can maybe run 1 or 2. It's not that essential. The only items I've really got in here are Poffin and Ultra Ball and Rare Candy. But like I've said, with the Fez, with the Pidgeot EX's gathering ability, you don't really need an Arven in here because you can be grabbing your items as well. So other tool I've got is the Evolution. That's quite useful if you've got if you just really want to find those. If you're not pulling a Jack, if you're not pulling a Hilda or a Brock Scouting, if you've already got things on the bench, and it's just gonna keep those evolutions up. Now I am running 1 Xeroxis Machinations. I think that's how you say it. Maybe Xerxes Machinations. That is mostly for like your Goldango decks, which are all over the game. Especially with the introduction of Genesect EX, that is so powerful. It was the most played deck in Worlds at the weekend, and I'm not surprised because it is an absolutely insane deck. I am running 2 Ultra Balls. I don't really use the 2 Ultra Balls that much. They're just kind of there if I've not already got my Pidgeot up and running, and if I've not got the Fez out yet. It's quite useful to get the Fez out with the Ultra Ball if you've not got the Fezandipity. Yeah, if you've not got the Pidgeot, sorry, to get the Fezandipity out. Very essential for this deck is the neutralization zone. Your main attacker in this, of course, is Haxorus. That is the main attacker, not an EX Pokemon. So if you can block those EX Pokemon attacks, this is very, very useful. The only time it's really done me any damage is when they Boss's Orders in Fez, but it's 1 retreat, and Pidgeot is 3 retreat, so it's not the end of the world with that. But it is an essential part of the deck. And then I'm running 4 Rare Candies just to accelerate those, because a lot of them are 2-stage evolutions. Obviously, Pidgeot's 2-stage, the Togekiss is 2-stage, the Pidgeot is 2-stage, the Dusknoir is 2nd. They're all basically 2-stage Pokemon, apart from the Fezandipity EX. Energy-wise, I run 6 basic energy and 6, fighting, and 6 steel. I do run 1 luminous energy as well. I was thinking about running a reversal energy as well instead of the luminous energy. But I might run... No, I'm not going to run another luminous. Let's run another... Let's run a reversal energy. And let's take out 1 of the Ultra Balls. Let's just see how that goes. I do currently play, I believe, in the deck. I don't know what I'm missing. Maybe I'm missing an Arven in the deck. Let's take an Arven out, actually. And then we'll put the Nest Ball in, because like I said, it's not essential. Anyway, we're probably going to have time for like 1 game, because I've been waffling on. Yeah, and we'll just see. Sometimes it does well, sometimes it doesn't do well. Like I've said, it depends what you come against. Something like a Gardevoir is not what you want, and especially if they've got that Lily's Clefairy. And most people are going to be running that Lily's Clefairy because of the Dragapult being really, really strong. Yeah. Let's see what we're up against here. If we're up against something... Because, I mean, I've been obviously made this deck from scratch. Just been trying to find ways for it to work, so I'm not in the best level of league per se. I think I'm like maybe 1,300. I think I've dropped like 200 from the 1,500 you get in. Ideally, going first, of course, is always best. Even though a lot of the basic Pokemon's attacks are stuff like getting energy. And, okay, so we've got drawn 2 Axews, we've got the Pidgeot, and we've got 2 Rare Candies in hand. That's not too bad. We'll go for that. We've not got any energy in hand, but we do have a Crispin. So we can definitely start accelerating that energy, definitely. Okay, looks like we're playing against a Marnie deck, which is not too bad. We draw a Buddy Puffin, which is nice. Let's get the Pidgeot and the Ogerpie out. It does mean next turn we can rare candy our Pidgeot, which is very nice. We also then can grab a Haxorus and already start dealing damage. We're hoping he evolves his Impidimp on this next turn. Not this turn, of course, because he can't. But on his next turn. He's got an Artisan, which is not the end of the world for us. Actually, probably quite useful because we can grab the Pheasantipity. He's going to attach for turn. Cool, he's put a Brave Charm on his Monkey Dory. That's not really going to matter because it's a basic Pokemon, so we can wipe it out straight away with our Haxorus. They're taking their time. I believe, whatever gender this person is, they're going to draw a card and end their turn. It's fine. And we get the neutralization zone in hand, which is perfect for us. We're going to Artisan in the... Oh, no, we're not going to Artisan in the Fez, because it must be... Let's have a look. Yep, Pheasantipity looks like it's prized. We have got a Togekiss, and... Yeah. Okay. How many Boss's Orders do we have? 3 of them, so 1 must be prized. Let's grab something at least. Let's grab a Duskull. Cool. Okay. So we're gonna rare candy that in. Let's Crispin. Let's Crispin up my Axew. Very, very busy. So let's sort that out. I'm gonna attach another energy. And then I'm gonna grab my Haxorus. This is the best thing about the Pidgeot EX, especially getting it up so early with that rare candy, because we can really slam really, really quick into that. We can't use our boss's orders, but that's fine. We can cross-cut and do 80 damage, actually killing this Impidimp very, very quickly. Which gets us our first prize card. Now we are in the lead. We get the Pheasantipity off that prize card. That is insane. What a good draw. He's probably going to evolve this. Maybe start loading up on this, because if he does get me confused, it can be tricky because I don't run any switches in this deck. Might be something I'm thinking about doing, running switches. Especially now, see, he's powered this up. I'm going to boss's orders this in and kill it, definitely. I think that's the play. Need an energy, though, but I can grab an energy with my Pidgeot EX. He's not got... I wonder if he's got a card in hand which he can do something with. Okay, he's going to Professor's Research. He has got Morgimps in his hand. Wonder if he's going for the... He's got to be going for the stadium, hasn't he? Got to be going for that stadium. The Southmore Gym, I believe it's called. Yeah, he's going to Secret Box to get his stadium. And this is why I didn't play Neutralization Zone really quick. There was no real need because he didn't have the EX up. But now when he grabs the... Because he's going to grab the gym. Going to Super Rod those Morgimps out. Is that what they're called? I believe. These Morgimps. He's going to grab these out, surely. He's on the back foot already. Playing really, really slow as well. Taking his time with his turns. He actually grabs energy. That's bizarre. I wonder if he's got rare candy or something in his hand. Okay, we draw an energy, which is perfect. Now I know Marnie's deck relies on the evolved version of its Grimmsnarl, isn't it? So I'm actually just gonna bosses onto this and kill it, which is really, really mean. I'm also gonna grab Togekiss for next turn for me to grab a Handy with, and then we're gonna kill this Impidimp. Just really stopping the way this deck runs. Now, I know this deck is not really the top tier deck. I think a few people took it to Worlds. It did appear at Worlds, but obviously it didn't. I'm pretty sure it didn't get top 32 or anything like that. Especially not in the Masters division. Not sure about the junior ones. Didn't watch any of those apart from the finals. Yeah, apart from the finals. Okay, he's got in his Scraggy again. Yeah, probably. Yeah, get in his Southmore gym. Spikemuth, not Southmore. I imagine the plan will be to evolve. Yeah, and hit me with a rear kick, which is really not anything I'm bothered about. I can kill this next turn anyway. It's an evolved Pokemon, so I'm gonna hit it for 160. He's used his gym, which is not Burrell for him. I'm also gonna. Okay, the Iono is a bit mean. Because they're now definitely not going to be drawn. And none of those cards are very helpful, but I can actually, with the rare candy, just grab that Togekiss back. Maybe take this as a 2-card turn. It has now got another Impidimp out. We do draw a Crispin. I am going to actually take the Togekiss out. It might have been a good idea, especially with his gym in, to try and wipe out that gym, but I'd really do with taking a 2-card turn. We're gonna start loading this up on this one. Now, I can't do Fez. Can't do that. Let's go for the attack. Killing that. Hopefully we get heads on this coin. If we don't get heads, it's not the end of the world, but I would love to take a 2-card. Ah, unlucky. Unlucky there. Now, he's probably going to put in his Monkey Dory, which is fine, I guess. Unless he's got a rare candy in hand. Should have really grabbed a... I've not really got anything else set up, which is not ideal. Okay. Got the Drayton. Nice card. Drayton at a shopping center. Pokemon and a Pokemon trainer. What did he grab there? He grabbed the Fez, and he grabbed the Super Rod. Okay. He might be Super Rodding Marnie. Marnie's Morgans, because he's only got 2 in there. Ah, another Impidimp. Another Impidimp. That's really bizarre. He's obviously thinking of grabbing his Impidimp. Oh, a Grimmsnarl. I wonder if he's got a rare. Surely he's running a rare candy, isn't he? Surely he's got a rare candy. Grabbed. You grab this, it does 180. Also does 32 your opponent's bench. My lord, he's not doing it. That's wild. He's wild. I mean, I may just end the game here. With our heads. We're gonna boss his orders in his Fez. We're gonna hit it. We're gonna kill it. If we get heads, we win the game. I am gonna actually attach that there just in case not. Because we can Crispin another energy on it. We can evolve it. Yeah, that's fine. Let's knock this out, and hopefully, if we get heads here, we win. It's that easy. This was a very, very good matchup for me to get. We just gotta hope for heads. And it's not heads. The game goes on. But he's got to get 6 prize cards. I've only got to get 2. We got the Haxorus. We got the rare candy. Actually, I win this game. I win this game anyway. This game's won. Even if he knocks me out, I rare candy in my Duskgnaw. Oh, damn. We're okay. I think we're okay. We get 1 energy card, which is not the best. But I don't think he kills us here. He had. I'm really yeah. He had the Grimmsnarl in hand and yet shuffled it back into his deck. Yeah, that was an interesting move from them. But yeah, well played. Beats a Marnie deck. I think it still needs a bit of sorting out the deck. Like I need to look at some of the other matchups, but you just saw it works as a deck. It can be a top tier deck like Marnie. It's very good against Raging Bolt with the Ogre Pongs. It is quite good against the Okie Dokie Poison deck. If you can manage to, because I did used to have Badoo in it, but Badoo then with the Monkey Door is, yeah, it weren't worth it. It was a liability, the Badoo, so I took the Badoo out. And most good players can play around Badoo anyway, with like Brock Scouting and the Pidgeot EX. I basically don't need Badoo, or I don't really get affected by Badoo as long as I've got them up. Yeah, so there you go. Bit of a longer video. I hope you enjoy. I might do this with some other decks. I've got a interesting Litten deck and a Jellicent deck that I'm wanting to try out. Yeah. See you later.